For those that have peace officers power, I've been below the poverty line for quite a long time.
Yeah.
hmm And, being the father of five sons,
Yeah.
I'm below the poverty line if I make $3,604 a month.
Yeah.
hmm Now, of course, you always would say, well, he can't support them. But I've intentionally not applied for food stamps for the last 9 years. So that I have that available to me so that I can support my family. Now, let's say you're a victim of, well, not just identity theft, but impersonation.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm going to need some housing because I'm a victim of hate crimes.
Yeah.
And I'm that special victim
Right now.
that's going to need some housing. And then I'm going to need to apply for welfare. Something I'm wanting to do. I think it's necessary to document to the state and federal governments exactly what my financial condition is.
Yes.
And as soon as you remove your fraud of a protection order, I'd like to speak to my sons. Then I'm going to have to tell them I have to apply for welfare so that I can document that I'm an impoverished father that has been living below the poverty guidelines.
Yes.
Since your mother kidnapped you.
Pout.
Now, I do this so that when I sue,
Right now.
I make absolutely sure that that will happen. That our relationship will start with us being on welfare. Now, it looks like my wife got emergency housing when she got here because Mike Van Proyen put her up
Yes.
at the church when she first arrived because I had
Yes.
explained to Kingsway Foursquare Church our need to leave the United States territory of Guam.
Yes, you did.
Now, when we look at the fabricated evidence of the sealed confidential envelopes
Pout.
and the actual living conditions of my sons since my wife was given custody of them, I'm mentioning this because I think that there is a large lawsuit
Right now.
available to me. See, Judge Ken Williams
Yeah.
received what was known as the case information cover sheet.
Yes.
Petition for dissolution of marriage.
Yep.
Summons. Poop. Confidential report in a sealed envelope and an affidavit declaration regarding service member civil relief. Then there was a financial declaration. Huge. Proposed parenting plan. Child support worksheets. And as my wife probably explained to the court when she first petitioned for dissolution of marriage,
Yes.
she was an impoverished woman on welfare
Yes.
that had been abused while living on Guam. Now, as her husband, I was arrested.
Yes, he was.
I was put in jail on Guam.
Yes.
And then, when in jail, I had entered into diversion without knowing exactly what was said about the 14 misdemeanors. Now, I did the evaluations of the Superior Court of Guam.
Yes.
And it was recommended to the Superior Court that I do 7 hours of parenting classes.
Yes, he does.
And then I should be on unsupervised probation unless the parenting classes were available in Port Angeles, Washington, Healthy Families, Clark County. Now, it's just not the fraud of my wife saying that I'd committed domestic violence.
Yes.
It's the defrauding of me of the same benefits as being a victim of impersonation.
Pout.
See, I could go to DSHS. I could say, well, I'm a victim of impersonation.
Oh.
And the employees would look at me like, well, Mr. Budnick, how exactly does that work?
Yes.
Well, it works because when on June 16th of 2017,
Yeah.
I was sitting in front of the Masonic Temple.
Pouch. Right now.
I was making videos. I was uploading them at the senior center.
Yes.
And after that, I was emailing from a residence that I was living at.
Yes.
Then I went to a city community meal. Now, the employee of DSHS
Yes.
is going to look for my bench warrant, Pooch, and the additional documentation that I provide.
Yes.
And then I could give them a copy of an email from June 16th of 2017, proving to them,
Yes.
I'm a victim of a hate crime.
Right.
Now, they're going to look on their system,
Pouch.
and they're going to see, well, Mr. Butnick, you're persecutory delusional. Yes, you are. You're schizophrenic. Halt! You're bipolar. I'm sorry, but we cannot give you any of the victim's resources that any other victim would receive in a similar situation because the police and sheriff's right now. Now, let's say I wanted $100 billion. What do you want?